Hi everyone, welcome to Let's Celebrate TV Live. I'm your host, Peter Lee. With me today, as always, at the command center is the guy who makes it all happen. It's Phil Gordimer.
And as the golf cart goes running by, and yes, you can see me today. I'm not so dark as I was last time. Welcome. We are still up at our seasonal site in the mountains. We decided to not run home because it's a beautiful day today. And I haven't had enough coffee anyway.
So here we are. As Phil said, we're at our little mountain hideaway, and yeah, we've already had a golf cart, so bear with us as always, but we'll get through it. We're starting today with a cocktail, as always. We're having an espresso martini because it's cooking with coffee today. But there might be some other cocktails later too. All right. Now normally I would garnish this with some chocolate-covered espresso beans, but we are up in the mountains, and probably as a surprise to no one, I couldn't find chocolate-covered espresso beans in the little tiny supermarket that I was able to get to. So we'll make do. All right, dear, you coming over?
I'm coming over. We don't have an audience today, so I have room.
Do not. I know. I'm kind of sad. But here we go. Clink.
And if you're doing coffee liqueur, try Mr. Black. It's one of the best.
Mm-hmm. That's good.
That is good.
Most refreshing. All right. Do you have any PSAs today?
Yes. Hold on. Let me get back in my chair here. Yes, next week is 4th of July. Again, we want you to spend it with your families and not stuck behind a screen scrolling on YouTube. So we will not be doing a live stream next week. We will continue the following week, which I think is the 13th, July 13th.
Probably. Sounds good. All right, so today it's all about cooking with coffee. Why? Because wine is too predictable. But we will do cooking with wine. So let's talk about coffee for a moment. I've got my notes, and I've got 2 pages of notes today. So buckle up. All right, so coffee, what is it besides the sweet giver of life that so many of us need, myself included? Technically, it's a beverage that's brewed from roasted and ground coffee beans. Big surprise. It's darkly colored, bitter, and slightly acidic. Coffee has a stimulating effect on humans, primarily due to its caffeine content, but decaf is available. There are various coffee substitutes, things like postum or tea, and they make coffee from mushrooms now, which is a new thing, kind of intriguing and terrifying. Typically served hot, coffee has the highest sales in the world market for hot drinks. There's a little fun fact. But let's get cooking. Now I have definitely 2 dishes, maybe a third if we have time. But I'm going to do them out of order. I have an appetizer, an entree, and a dessert planned. But we're going to start with the entree.
Well, while you do that, let's see who's
all in chat.
Let's see who's here.
Okay.
So we've got Keith Merlin and Janetson from Rhode Island. And Wilma is in the middle of doing a video. Get up there. She's multitasking, so she's back. Let's see. We have
Wilma,
Doug and Arnie in.
Hi, Doug and Arnie. Hi, everyone that I've already missed.
We've got R.A. from Calgary. Ben's in.
Yes, excellent, excellent.
Let's see who else we got. Well, we got 18 people watching, but we only got a few people chatting. Mark's in from North Jersey.
How many likes do we have?
I don't have that screen up.
Oh.
I'm sure everyone's going to tell us.
I'm doing laundry in the latest Life with Ben episode. Now I just get to take advantage of the rest of the day. That's excellent.
And we got Movie Man Nick in.
Excellent. Hi, Nick.
All right, back to
I'm
you.
sure I miss people, but so hi, everyone. So we're going to be making a coffee rubbed steak. I have some beautiful New York strip steaks. that I got at a local market, and it was great sale. So I have a couple more of these packs. There were 5 of them originally in my freezer. But for the rub, now let's make sure I don't screw this up. Here we go.
Can someone do us a favor in chat and let us know what the volume level is? If we're too high or too low, we got our wireless packs on, and because I can't hear it, I can only see the meters.
Yeah, and to me, sometimes on playback, when I go back and watch it, it sounds like I'm talking lightly like this, when I think I'm actually speaking loudly. So let me know if my volume goes up and down. I have a little bowl. There, thank you, dear. My little bowl here. We're going to start with some brown sugar. This is a fascinating thing. You think brown sugar is clumps. This is granulated. I've never seen granulated brown sugar before, but I'll take it. Brown sugar, some paprika. Thank you, Ben. Chili powder. And instant espresso. Well, it's instant coffee anyway. You could use espresso. You could use whatever you like.
All right, Keith says volume is good. It's just like I'm watching.
Okay.
Yeah, we don't have an audience today.
Yeah.
They all said they were coming and not, so we're drinking without them.
That's okay.
We'll eat the steak without them too.
So we're going to give this a little mix. Get all nice and combined. I love having the sink right here. I wish I could have that at home. The reason I'm doing this now is because we're going to put this rub on the steak, and then we need to let it sit for about 15, maybe 20 minutes. Oh, salt and pepper. Always have salt and pepper.
Well, it must be nice. Ben's watching us from his bedroom.
Oh.
So have a nice little nap there, huh?
Well, I hope not. I hope not that we're not going to bore him, so he... All right.
And Mark's watching from the burbs.
Rather quick, little mixy. All right. Steak. And it's just this simple. We're going to rub it in. And I have it on this tray, so I don't have to wipe down my board. Hopefully this will all stay on this tray. There's one. I'm just going to cook all 3, dear.
Okay.
And, snacks for the 3-hour drive home.
That'll be interesting.
All right. So I've never had a coffee rub steak, but it sounds interesting. What did I miss?
Pepper Tree is congratulating Mark on their home.
Oh. There goes someone going home for the weekend.
It's actually the first weekend.
Oh, yeah.
The first weekend in 6 weeks that we've not had rain.
True that. All right, so here, these are going to go. They're all ready and beautiful. But on my messy tray, that's all right. I'm just going to put them aside. And Ziggy, set a timer for 15 minutes.
15 minutes, starting now.
Let me rinse my little handy pandies.
And being the tiny galley kitchen that is, because we're underneath a deck, so we only have 40 feet worth of space.
Well,
it's a one-person kitchen.
We're on a deck under a roof.
A roof. Metal roof.
A tin roof, yeah. So, or aluminum, whatever.
Yes, home ownership is an adventure.
Ain't that the truth? Ain't that the truth?
And Doug always does a rub on the ribs he smokes.
Okay.
We do quite a bit of stuff with ribs, but we've never gotten the smoke bug. And, excuse me, We're kind of afraid to spend the money on a good smoker because we're never home
yeah,
on weekends at our house. We'd have to bring it up here, and
for years,
who knows?
For years, there was this great grill smoker thing for about $300 that and it came out every year, and it was like it could be propane, it could be charcoal, and then it could be a smoker, and it was all you could mix and match. You can do hot smoke, cold smoke. It was brilliant, and we kept whinging. Now we will go to a winery, drop $300 like that without a thought. But a grill? Are we really going to use it? Is it going to just sit on the deck? And yeah, like Phil said, we'd have to drag it all the way up here.
First world problems.
It is. It really is. Anyway, how about some more coffee fun facts and legends? So, you wonder where did coffee come from? At least I wonder about these things. And apparently, there are multiple anecdotal...
Oh, we have a request.
Yes. I want my steak medium, please. Yeah, I'm going to be medium rare. Absolutely.
Now, for me, I want it so rare, a good vet could bring it back to life. He's heard that joke more than once.
Yeah. Yes, we have, dear. So, where was I? Hi, honey. There goes one of our friends walking by. So, there are many anecdotal origin stories which lack evidence. But in a commonly repeated legend, Kaldi, a 9th century Ethiopian goat herder, first observed the coffee plant after seeing his flock energized by chewing on the plant. I don't know. Sounds a little sketchy to me. And as I was reading further, that was not even, that's 9th century, but that really first appeared in writing more like the 13th century. So that's a long time in between. We didn't drink these, so I'm going to... Okay.
You didn't drink these. I'm drinking mine.
Well, I'm drinking mine too, but I was thinking we would have a studio audience, and I was going to make the second cocktail for them, but I'll wait.
Well, we can make it for us.
Well,
it's been a late day.
Can we finish this?
So Doug and Arnie are nesters. They love their outdoor gadgets. And, yep, I know they have a Traeger. I just can't get past the price at the moment.
What is a Traeger?
It's a pellet smoker.
Oh, okay. Grill, smoker, griddle, pizza oven, all good at PTV. Is that all in one? Grilled chicken and roast veggie pizza. If that's all in one, I say, do it. I'd love to have a pizza oven. We don't eat enough pizza, but maybe we would.
You do realize that if you got an outdoor pizza oven, our son would never leave.
I'm okay with that. I like our son. Okay. Done with this.
I still got a little bit left.
Well, I'll make the next cocktail. We'll pretend there's an audience. But just remember, Jerry, you still have to drive me home.
Arnie says it's 4 different stations outside.
Oh, wow. That's awesome.
Yeah,
all right.
I kind of wish we had the room here on the deck because we have the kitchen, we have the bar where I am back here, and the bar seats 7. And I can't show it to you because I don't have another camera, but we have couch and chairs and seating for 6 right on the other side of this. And then way over there, past the 2 trees that are going up to the deck, so like a tree house, we have our outdoor round table for 8. Where'd you go?
I'm getting ice for the cocktail. Here I am. Now, this is called the Capuini, and it's a Sandra Lee from Food Network fame, semi-homemade by Sandra Lee. And I was going through this morning
okay. So Kevin's not coming. He's got an outdoor pizza oven.
Oh, well,
then
why
make
haven't
us
you invited
pizza.
us over?
Yeah, you haven't invited us?
Really? Really? You've invited us once? Anyway. This is a Sandra Lee semi-homemade cocktail, but I'm okay with that. We'll see how it is. I got a shaker full of ice. And it's a 2-to-1 ratio.
Ben's asking Kevin, he's got a preferred dough.
So I need, to make 2 of them, 2 ounces of vodka. Oops, a little more than that. And then I'm going to need 4 ounces of a coffee drink recommended Starbucks Frappuccino. So that's what I bought today. Starbucks Frappuccino.
I think this is a cop-out.
That's definitely a comp out.
We're home on Sundays, afternoons and evenings. You could make it and bring it over.
We're only at camp, as you well know, because you help us close in September. And I know you use that pizza oven after that when it's cool outside. Anyway, I'm going to need 4 ounces.
That was a little bitchy.
Well, you know. But, Kevin, thank you for going over and feeding and watering the cats and the plants and bringing the mail in and doing the boxes, the dreaded boxes. Thank you for that. All right, 4 ounces. I don't know what this is going to taste like. We don't normally buy products like this. We may need some insulin at the ready.
Isn't that what
Not
our
terrible.
friend Cindy drinks all the time?
Probably. I don't think you're going to like this, but we'll see. Let's give it a shaky, shaky. Get it nice and cold.
As the shaking sends the microphones into the red.
Well, you know, you can't shake quietly here.
It's days of our lives.
Or gaze of our lives. I need
Yes,
some chill
thank you for
glasses.
somebody noticed. That is our trailer behind us.
Behind you.
It's behind me, yeah. It's only used for one purpose. We sleep in it. We don't do anything else in it. It's sleeping and changing. We do everything else out here, including an outdoor shower and sink.
Well, it has a full bathroom, so we...
Well, yeah, we do poop in the trailer.
Oh, well, I wasn't going to go there, but okay, for the record. Anyway, let's give this a strain. I've got some chill glasses.
Mark says Starbucks Frappuccino is his husband's weakness.
Oh, all right.
Ooh, in our frozen Manhattan glasses.
Yes, dear.
All right.
Oops, I shorted that one. That's all right. Shall I deliver to you, dear?
I'll come over.
Okay.
Because people are going to think we're all drunk, so all we ever do is just make 2 or 3 cocktails and drink for
No,
an
we
hour.
don't. We normally only make 1 cocktail. Okay.
And I know Kelly and Paul are at their own great place.
Their event, yeah.
But we had more Manhattans this weekend than we ever want to.
Yeah. Oh, there's a flying thing.
It's not bad. It needs a
No.
bit more coffee flavor.
Yeah.
I would like to see a bit more of that in here.
Okay. Now, they had one that was mocha, but I wanted the regular... Should I add well, it's hot, though. I was going to say I have a pot of coffee brewed back there.
Hold
but
on.
You know, here. No, here. Here.
Here. Okay.
Let's add a little bit of coffee.
Because, you know, we're camping and glamping, yet we have a K-cup plumbed into our water system to a filter.
And a full-size
And a
coffee maker.
full-size coffee maker.
Because coffee is the sweet giver of life. Is that better?
That's better. Yeah. Yes, much more coffee flavor. As he trips over the HDMI cables.
Oh, yeah. That's nice.
It's
very different from
Yep.
the coffee martini. Or espresso. Right.
Oh, no, we way more. Well, let me rephrase that. We may only show 1 cocktail, but there could be more sitting back here. And like I said, I'm sitting at the bar itself with cameras and all sorts of stuff. I'll have to one weekend get the wireless camera and kind of show around what we got going on. I haven't put the bar away from yesterday, and I still have to clean the Cosmo machine because we made 7 gallons and it didn't all go.
I know, that surprised me.
Well, there was a tiny bit of rain for like 15 minutes.
I know.
And it scared a few people off.
I know. And here comes golf cart. Hi. Oh, it's Wayne. No, you're okay. You're all right. It's live.
Come on in. It's cooking with coffee.
So it's our friends. Yes. Anyway, so coffee. What else can you do besides make cocktails or just drink it?
Yes, Ben, it's 7 gallons of
It
Cosmos.
is. Yeah, that we have. So we're doing our live broadcast that we do every Sunday.
So we're doing cooking
Yeah.
with coffee, and he's already got 3 steaks in a coffee rub. Mm-hmm. So if you stop back later, we can have some steaks.
Yeah.
And a Manhattan.
Yes.
I will get here yet.
Yeah, we know. We know. It's all good.
Yeah,
Just by without saying hello.
it was a slow day. We didn't finish all 7 gallons of Cosmo.
Oh my, that's got to be a first.
Yeah, right.
Well,
yeah.
you know, that
When
5
people
minutes
just
of
came
rain
around.
scared them off.
Hey guys, be good.
All right. Thanks. See you later. All right.
And Ben, to be fair, we get between 150 and 180 people, so it goes.
Thanks, guys.
And we have 200 martini glasses. So
Yes. So Wayne is the administrator of our campground. So I can't remember last. Oh, I wish we could make you one of our Cosmos. We've spent a lot of time developing the recipe, and the way we do it here is always consistent.
and I can't drink it because it's
But-
sweet. I can't drink sweets, but for whatever reason, everyone raves about my Cosmos because they're so good. And I used to, before we got this machine, shook every single one
a
of
lot
them.
of shaky.
Like 150 of them. So 3 years ago, we went to a restaurant supply house and bought.
Yeah.
You ever go into a
Yeah.
diner and you see those
Okay.
orange juice
All right,
machines?
So can we come back to me?
Okay, we'll go back to you.
Back to on topic. Cooking with coffee. Squirrel. Wilma, Cosmos. Wow. Yeah. Maybe we should.
Yes,
try
it is bulk production.
Maybe we should make a coffee Cosmo. Start noodling on that, dear.
Oh,
We did the Jameson Orange Cosmo.
yes, that is a lot of shaking.
So, what else can you do with coffee besides drinking a nice hot cup of coffee, making a rub for a steak?
Ooh, I didn't see that one from Christopher.
I love your Cosmos. Thank you, Christopher.
Were you here yesterday, Christopher? I didn't
was.
see you.
I saw him. Hi, Brian. I did see him in camp. Janet. Oh, I love sweet drink. Yeah, they're okay. I had a Jameson Orange Cosmo yesterday, and then I
It's
switched to
whiskey-based.
martini. Yeah. So we really should figure out a coffee Cosmo. We can call it a coffee Cosmo. A Cosmo. Just need to figure out some.
I don't know. I think the brown color might turn them off.
Well, it does it with the espresso. Anyway, what else can you do with coffee? You, besides using it as a rub, drinking it out of a great big mug, you can use it as a marinade or a braise. There's lots of recipes out there, and I wish I'd had the time to try one. To do like a braised roast beef or braised pulled pork, I didn't have the time, or we would have done that. If we were at home, I might have. But you could also put it in appetizers, and that's what we're going to cook next. We're going to make, hold on, coffee hummus, of all things. Here we go.
You're going to pull that over, or you're going to leave that right where it is?
Where? What? What are you talking about?
The
What?
food processor.
Well, is it okay right there?
Yeah, we
They
can see it.
Then I was going to leave it.
Okay.
I need to have my tray of stuff here.
Yes, and coffee and chocolate are a perfect marriage.
Oh, yes.
Coffee usually enhances the flavor of chocolate,
Yep.
along with a little bit of salt.
And I wanted to bake, but we only have an hour. Plus, it's 80-something today. Oh, okay. Ziggy, cancel timer. I'm going to put the heat on. I have my nice skillet here. Now, yeah, some of you out there are going to go, oh my goodness, clutch your pearls. You should grill that. I should, but the grill's all the way over there. And I'm all the way over here. And my stove is here. So we're going to
And we happen to like cast iron steaks.
Yeah.
There's a sear and a crust you can't quite
let me get
get
the pan
even
heating.
on a grill.
Let me get the pan heating while I do this. So this is a hummus. Now, I got this recipe off the interwebs, doing some random searching. And the guy who did his video, he actually put real coffee grounds in it. I was a little afraid to do that. But I am going to put some real coffee in it. He used both some real coffee and the actual grounds. I'm not putting the grounds in today. I kind of based it, and I'll talk about some of these ingredients. So, into my handy-dandy, ever-faithful 20-year-old food processor, we have some chickpeas. Garbanzo beans, chickpeas, whatever you want to call them. 1 can that I drained.
Look at me keeping up with this new equipment.
I know, good bear. Now, normally, and keep the camera there. All right, that's fine. I needed to turn around for a minute, but okay. Normally, you would use tahini. However, in the little teeny tiny grocery store up here in the mountains, they did not have tahini. But
No. You have PTSD from tahini.
Yes, I do. And I also had PTSD from the grocery store that I could have gotten it from that's 20 miles the other way. So the one I went to is a much better store, but it's smaller, so they didn't have tahini. However, you can, I'm going to turn this down, you can use peanut butter and sesame oil, and that's what I have here. I have some peanut butter and some roasted sesame oil. I have seen many recipes that do exactly this. So we're going to find out. And this is why I wish we had a studio audience so they could be my guinea pigs.
Well, welcome, NDT Show. First time we're seeing you.
Yes, welcome. Okay, let's see.
Ooh,
One
Mark's
garlic
got an
clove.
interesting one.
Freeze coffee and chocolate milk. A delightful summer treat. Okay. So there's 1 garlic clove. Okay, could you get rid of that? Okay. Some cumin. Nice and smoky and a little citrusy. And some smoked paprika.
Paprika.
Or paprika. Or however you want to say it. A little bit of coffee. Just little. Maybe that much. And some lemon juice. Fresh lemon.
So Arnie's saying peanut butter and sesame oil is a great substitute for tahini.
It is. Yeah. So
Ooh, someone's cooking. It's
the oil.
I was going to say someone's cooking something, but we are.
We are. All right. That's probably about good. And salt and pepper. Especially with cumin, you need salt. And these chickpeas, you need salt. There's that. Good grind of pepper. Let's give this a little whiz.
And then let's put a steak on.
Yes, dear. Then, while it's running, I'm going to drizzle in some olive oil. Not too much.
Not the man store olive oil.
No, it is not. All right. Let's let this sit for a moment. Let's put on steak. Put this out of the way.
They can sort of see you if you stay to the left of it.
What are you talking about? All right.
When you put it in the...
Look at these.
Oh, wow, they got
In
really
just
dark.
15 minutes.
I want to hear that sound.
I can only fit 2 in the pan safely. I don't want to burn the coffee, but I do want to give it a good sear. So let's turn that back up. Now, while that does that,
Oh,
back to our
this is a
hummus.
great screen name. I need coffee.
All
sorts.
kinds-
Good.
All kinds of potential flavor variations depending on the roast and the origin of coffee. That's true. That's very true. And I was going down a rabbit hole when I was researching coffee and all the different types. There's really apparently only 2 main types, but then there are other variations that go off. But roasting, how they're roasted, how it's processed, how it's, if you want decaf, how it's decaffeinated, I agree, Wilma. But yeah, all that affects the flavor. So, let's give this a little scrape down.
While you do that, I will get, if we have any left,
Any what?
Triscuits we have any from yesterday.
No. Just calm down.
Oh.
Calm down. I don't have real pita. Just Philip, get out of there. Hello.
Who the hell bought Pop-Tarts?
Too many crickets. All right, back to the show. Back to me. Coffee. Do you see? This is why I drink.
We had a lot of guests this weekend, and mysterious things are showing up in our closet.
So again, in my little grocery store that I love, I couldn't get real pita bread, but I got these. Townhouse pitas. They're quite tasty. I had to sample them before we started, and they're quite addicting. All right. I want to give this one more bit.
There's an idea for Ben. Can we cook with
Pop-Tarts.
Pop-Tarts?
We have. All right. I scraped it down. I want to give it a couple more pulses just to make sure it's all mixed through. Let's dish this out. It's pretty smooth, which the guy in the video that I watched, his was not that smooth. But he said with the coffee grounds, you could taste coffee. It had a little bitterness that he and his wife liked. I was just too scared to do it. This could be smoother, I think. But I don't mind a little texture. Alright. That will do. Let's check the steaks. They sound like they want to be flipped. And that's a good tip. When you're cooking, you're using all of your senses. Your eyes, your smell, your ears. Oh yeah. Flip. Flip.
So when the sound slows down, it's usually a sign that the side is already seared and it's ready to be flipped.
Yep. All right, here we go. I'm going in. Okay. It's not terrible.
That's not good.
No, there's potential. The peanut butter, roasted sesame oil trick works. It does taste just like tahini. We're close enough. I would like this to have a little more coffee flavor.
Oh, okay.
I'm going to try this.
Oh, is this not the truth?
Pop-Tart, yeah. We're going to try a little instant coffee.
Okay, I Need Coffee's got a great suggestion.
Yes, dear.
You could use instant espresso powder to get that flavor without affecting the texture.
Right. That's why I'm whisking in some instant coffee now. All right. I think that steak wants to come out.
Steak's done already? Yeah.
Well, they're thin, dear.
Give it a probe.
Yeah, I am. This one's done.
Pull it and give some rest time. So
Well,
we can
yes, dear.
cut some red.
I have a cooking show. Or have you forgotten?
I have no idea what you're talking about.
Look, I'm just going home. All right, let's get this other steak in.
Mark said
Okay.
to Ben, I could put peanut butter on anything.
I run hot and cold with peanut butter, which is probably why we have not done a peanut butter show.
Can I try some?
Yes. Well,
I should do a Michael.
and instant coffee didn't do too much to it. But there's potential here.
The peanut butter is strong. The coffee is a little light. I'd like to see more coffee in here. Or more coffee flavor.
Yep. Agreed. So maybe next time I will use espresso instead of Folgers. But there you go. You can put coffee into hummus and make it delicious. And the video I watched, he used the actual coffee grounds, and what he said was they kind of disappeared, but he got like little tiny bitter notes of coffee in it. So, and
Well-
here comes the golf cart.
Wilma wants an invitation.
It's a standing invitation, Wilma.
Ben's going to do a cookie episode.
Oh, that'd be great. That would be awesome.
All right, while you're doing that,
Bob.
Yes.
Yes.
Let's do a little bit of a commercial.
Oh, yeah, it's that time.
Really? I don't have a shortcut to that? Wow. Oh, yes, I do.
To spice up your style, discover exclusive shirts, aprons, and accessories inspired by your favorite show. And every purchase supports the channel. Visit our store today at shop.letscelebrate.tv. And let's celebrate every meal in style.
And we're back.
I'm back.
Yep.
That was fast.
Yes, it was.
Okay. One moment as I'm crunching on a cracker. All right. A little more coffee folklore. So, there are many stories about coffee and its impact on people and society. Which, if you think about it, yeah, that's looking good. The Oromo people, I don't know who that is. That's what Wikipedia said. The Oromo people would customarily plant a coffee tree on the graves of powerful sorcerers. They believed that the first coffee bush sprang up from the tears of the god of heaven shed over the corpse of the dead sorcerer. Okay. Johann Sebastian Bach was inspired to compose the humorous coffee cantata about dependence on the beverage, which was controversial in the early 18th century, which I think that's kind of cool. I didn't know that he composed a whole cantata about it. In the United States, here in the United States, coffee is sometimes called a cup of joe. Do we know where that came from? Probably not. Now, the origin of this phrase is in dispute, as most of these things are. Dear, the only flavor of coffee is coffee.
Yes, we are two-syllable coffee people, but there are people out there who do hazelnut and vanilla and half-wrap coffee with double mocha, 17 coffee. But I'm curious to see what people like.
Well, okay. Pull this guy out.
Hey, retirement's in the house.
Hey, pre-retirement. Anyway, so the origin of the phrase "a cup of joe" is in dispute. Common story is that in World War I, the U.S. Secretary of the Navy, Josephus Joe Daniels, banned alcohol on Navy ships, which meant that the strongest drink available aboard the ship was black coffee. Sailors began referring to coffee as a cup of joe in reference to Daniels. However, this story may be false, since the first written account of it was in 1930, some 15 years later. So, another explanation is that a formerly popular nickname for coffee, jamoke, from mocha Java. Jamoke. Someone says that. Says jamoke. I think it's Ken.
I don't know why you're looking at me. He doesn't even drink coffee.
But anyway, someone we know says jamoke. Anyway, from mocha Java was shortened to Joe. A third origin, and I think this is the most likely, is that since coffee is such a commonly consumed beverage, it is the drink of the average Joe. On to page 2. All right, let's see. A couple of these steaks have rested. Let's get back to the steaks. So this top one is brand new, but this one is rested for a few minutes.
Hopefully it's nice and rare.
Well, we hope.
Or raw.
Look, it's live TV, And it's 80 some degrees out, so let's see how we've done.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah. Oh, you can see that. Yeah.
I can see that. Hold on. Let's zoom way in there.
Perfectly cooked, in my humble opinion.
I love cast iron steak. Grill is good. Cast iron's better.
Yep.
Hey, I got the buttons right today.
Yes, you do, dear.
Yeah.
All right.
The more we play with this Roadcaster video, the more I'm liking it. Thank you, B&H.
Let's give this a little try.
Speaking of B&H, Arnie and Doug, I
It just burp.
gotta talk to you. There's a very nice surprise from them.
Okay. I'm going to try this little piece right here. And excuse me, yes, my tummy just grumbled and burped. I don't know if it came out on the mic, but...
You just got a compliment there.
Thank you. It's the pinch and grip. Thank you, Mark. This has a lot of potential, too. I really like it. I think I can do better. Do you want to try some?
I will be right there.
Yeah.
I'd make you come to me, but there's so many wires over here,
I
you're
know.
going to trip.
And I'm wobbly today. Grab yourself a fork. It's extremely tender.
I want the rawest piece. There we go.
Got a little bitter note from the coffee.
Yep.
It's a little complex from the cumin.
I'd like to see a little bit more salt in it. Mm-hmm. The coffee is there. I think it could be even stronger,
Oh. Okay.
but I could definitely use some salt.
So, another one for us to work on. All right. Challenge accepted. Now, should I spend the rest of the hour just eating the rest of the steak for them all?
Well, hold on. Let me give you, let's give them a little break so you can clean off the decks and
Okay.
go from there.
All right. Here we are. We're back. What about dessert? I didn't have time. I had time, but I wanted to bake something, but most of the recipes were like an hour plus bake time, and I really... But I thought, what else can you do for coffee for dessert? Well, could you make a coffee-flavored whipped cream? Let's find out. So I have some heavy cream. Now, I wasn't sure if I was going to do this. So if I were especially clever and had prepared properly, I would have had this in the freezer so it was nice and chilled, and I would have gotten out my hand mixer. But
Can
I
you push
didn't do
that
that.
bowl forward just a little bit? There you go.
But I didn't do that. We're going to try anyway. I got some heavy cream here. We're going to add a splash of vanilla. And I know it's hard to see in the bowl because it's not glass, but I want the metal for it'll help keep it cold. Slash vanilla. And some coffee.
What kind of coffee is that?
It's just plain instant coffee. My favorite brand of coffee, Folgers. We'll put not that much in.
Sounds like Xena the dog is busy.
Yeah, she is. Now, if the chefs on TV, on Chopped, can whip up whipped cream by hand, I can too. Plus, Paul bought me this whisk of Jack and Paul. So he said, you can whip cream in like 30 seconds. So we'll find out. It's looking good.
All right, Xena, shut up.
Yeah, there's a barking dog. A little more coffee. Just a tiny bit. Now, dear, if you're especially nice to me, we may be having this whipped cream over some ice cream.
We have ice. Wait, we have ice cream here and I didn't find it? Or did you buy it this morning while I was setting up?
That's what happened.
That's what happened, okay. Maybe a little ice cream with some Irish whiskey? Just saying.
We could. But remember, you still have to drive me home.
Wait a minute. I drove on the way up. It's your
wobbly
turn
today.
to drive.
I drove earlier.
It's a 3-hour drive for us, so we have the who's driving which way when.
Yeah. All right. My arm is already getting tired. However, it's starting to whip up. Let's give it a taste because I think it might be good.
I'm not sure what let's try that again. I'm not quite sure what affogato is.
Affogato. I know this. I just read something about it. It's a coffee drink, I believe, an Italian coffee drink. I need to step off camera for a moment. Do a jig, please.
Yep, we're aware of that, which is why we tried to put it in the freezer and put it in a metal bowl. But we don't have the luxury of whipping and all that up here. Our biggest challenge up here is power. We have barely 15 amps total, and this is a very old campground and a very old infrastructure. So we have multiple issues.
I know that. Had I really thought ahead, I was expecting a studio audience that usually they're commenting and making this take.
Oh, there we
so
go.
I thought,
there's the description.
Isn't ice cream? Yeah, that's right. This needs a little sugar in it. But this will still be a nice sauce, even if it doesn't whip up.
Don't you wish you had your hand mixer here?
I have a hand mixer here.
Would you like me to get it?
No.
Okay.
Oh, that's better. Tiny bit of sugar in it. Okay.
Keep whipping.
Wow. Okay. Then you're driving.
Okay, I'll drive.
So what else can you do with coffee with desserts?
Doug is always the driver. I am usually, if it's out of the area, if it's relatively local, Peter drives, but
Yep.
I'm kind of better on the long distance trips.
Well, now that we have Waze, I don't mind driving so long in unfamiliar places. But at home, I drive primarily because I know all the secret shortcuts in our county, and he doesn't. And he'll say, "Where are we going? This isn't the way there." Like, just sit back, dear. Oh yeah, this is starting to thicken up now. So what else can you do for dessert? We mentioned earlier you can put coffee into, say, brownie, in your brownie batter. Makes it wonderful, brings out that chocolate flavor, makes it much more rounded. You could make a whipped cream.
This is interesting.
Put it in cookies. Every time someone mentions espresso, I immediately think of Gene Hackman playing a blind Oh, yeah. All right.
Wait.
What? Yeah. Roll in the hay. Would you like some ice cream, dear?
Sure.
Now, I was going to get chocolate ice cream, but someone doesn't like chocolate. It's not me.
I'm sorry, I'm the bad gay. I don't like chocolate and I don't like sweet things. Well, let me rephrase that. I don't mind chocolate as long as it's not the primary ingredient.
And of course, this technically isn't ice cream. It's a naturally and artificially flavored frozen dairy dessert. Ice cream up here is expensive. Do you know how much this Turkey Hill, dear, cost us?
Well, at home it would be about $2.99.
$7.
Jesus. That's what happens when you're in the middle of Republican country. Oops,
Okay.
did I say that out loud?
Okay. All right. Let it go.
Don't make me sing it.
Of course, we don't have an ice cream scoop here. Like we have at home, the fancy one with the antifreeze in it that slices through ice cream no matter how hard it is. But we'll do it the old-fashioned way.
You're telling me that's what we need to get? You know, they
No.
cost a whole $3.
No, because we don't eat ice cream that much. And I'm just going to give you a little bit. Because I don't want to spoil your dinner.
Yes, let me explain this. This is very rural up here. I mean, really rural.
Yeah.
We are 30 to 40 miles away from a major city, whether we go up north to New York or we go down south
to
into central Pennsylvania. So the few grocery stores that are up here get a premium price because they know the alternative is driving an hour plus.
Yep. It's true. It's crazy. But, you know, not everything. They do have good sales and things. Like those steaks were, yes, Pepper Tree, $7. The steaks that I bought were on sale for like $3.99 a pound. That's how much really good stuff at Trader Joe, but it's a full gallon. Yeah, well.
Like the bear butter.
I was surprised too, but what can you do? All right, so this is kind of thickened up. There we go. It's at the soft peak stage.
Okay.
Here's some for you, dear. I will bring it to you. Put yourself on camera.
No, Ben, we pay $2.99, $3.99 at the most for ice cream.
Well, it goes up to like $5,
Ooh.
but we don't buy it unless it's on sale.
Ooh, I just got attacked by a killer fly.
Here you go.
All right, let's see what we got here.
It's hot. I'll have a little bit too.
Okay, that is absolutely coffee whipped cream.
Yep. Again, there's potential there.
Could do. All right, don't shoot me for this.
You want a little more sugar in it?
Yeah, I could
I
actually
put
use a
some
little
in.
bit more sugar. The coffee made it slightly bitter.
Well, yeah. But no, I know. I did put some. We can put a little bit more. But, you know, dear, like you said, live TV. I'm figuring out as I go. Because I had this idea in the grocery store this morning. Well, okay.
Kamikaze bugs are the worst.
Yeah. And that's the part of...
Yeah,
one of
we
the
are
challenges.
outside.
We're outside.
We actually light 8 oil lamps with cedar oil in them underneath the deck to stay ahead of the bugs. And it actually works pretty good.
Yeah, this is pretty good.
Yep, Mark, I used to live in about every town in North Jersey along Route 80. I joke I was a testament to Route 80
Yep.
because back in the day I was a paramedic, so I went to every hospital in every town. The scary part is I can recite the exits from Jersey City all the way to Hackettstown in order.
Well, yes, but to us native New Jerseyans, when you are asked, what exit, it's very offensive.
It is offensive, but
How are we doing on time? Oh,
You're good.
it's 4:29, dear.
Yeah, I know.
So, what's up next on LCTV? As we said, we're not going to do a live stream next week. We want you to spend the holiday with your family. We're going to spend the holiday with our family. But coming up after that, Philip doesn't know this because we didn't talk about it, but our next live stream is going to be all about kebabs. It's summer, it's grilling season. We're going to make some standard kebabs, some crazy kebabs. We're going to grill them, we're going to bake them in the oven, we're going to do them on a grill pan, whatever we need to do.
And actually, I like the suggestion we have for the Ben live stream
Yes.
after.
Yes, about a chicken nugget. So I need to figure out a chicken nugget cocktail. Or a cocktail that has chicken nugget as the garnish.
Well, there's a Bloody Mary for you.
Well, yeah, but that's too pedestrian. You know, like we need to make something like with chicken stock and a chicken nugget. See, that makes Grill Ben happy. A live stream after that will be let's pickle some produce because, again, it's summertime. We have all this wonderful produce coming. We did a live stream on pickles, and I promised you we would do some pickling. Regular appetizers, we're hoping. We haven't done, again, in a couple weeks, a regular episode because it's either my job or his job or my job getting in the way.
We will
You too,
eventually
Wilma.
get that.
Right. But one of the things we have coming up, and I'm going to do a testing of it this coming week, is a Black Forest cheesecake. Now, if you don't know what Black Forest cake is, it's dark chocolate cake. Yes, Mark, down where we live, most things are ShopRite. ShopRite and Acme.
I like this from Ben.
What about a ranch cocktail used for dipping a nugget? We could do that. We could do that. Or like a shrimp cocktail, but instead of shrimp cocktail, a chicken nugget cocktail.
Oh my God, that sounds like a great idea.
Right?
Well, we can't call them McNuggets because, you know,
No, we can say
the
chicken
copyright police. We'll just have to call them chicken nuggets.
Yeah. Anyway, I have this great recipe for a Black Forest cheesecake that I want to try. Now, Black Forest cake is this dark chocolate cake, and then there's cherries on it, and it's just cherry and chocolate, and it's wonderful and rich. But this is a cheesecake version, so I'm hoping it's going to come out well. We may be eating a lot of cheesecake over the next couple of weeks. Our nugget cocktail sounds great. I wonder what Kelly and Paul would have to say about that. They probably know, our friends at Velveteen Lounge Kitchen, they probably know some obscure, chicken flavored vodka or liquor, sage infused something.
Whole
My
Foods,
husband has
otherwise
to shop
known
at
as Whole
Foods.
Paycheck.
See, we have Whole Foods, but not close to where we live. So, it is what it is for us. All right, dear. Shall we wrap this up and let these fine people go back to their Sundays?
When we push the magic button.
All
I
right.
love that these things are all
Yeah.
working here.
Yay. All right, so that's us. Special thanks to all of our supporters. So Hank and Lori, Brad and Brian, Carol, Joe and Peggy, Rob and Robin, Megan, Gary, Kevin, Hal, Jean, Wilma, Randy, RH Associates, Rode Microphones, and our sponsors B&H and Video. B&H Photo and Video. And to all of you in chat today, thank you for joining us. And have a great week. We'll see you next time.
And we will
Bye.
see you in 2 weeks.
Yep.